pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Our dear God in heaven, as we come to you tonight, we thank you for this season of the year when we begin to see leaves turning and we can know that summer is not far off. We pray, dear God, that you'll be with each of us and that as life is renewed here on earth, that each of us will make a pledge to one another, to ourselves, and to you to be better people, to make great decisions for our country, for our community, as well as the individuals who live around here. We pray tonight, dear God, for our nation and for the strife that's developing not only here domestically, but also with countries abroad. We pray, dear God, now that you be with those who are not here tonight. Please again watch over us, and all these things we ask you for and thank you for in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Y'all have a seat.
We'll call the meeting to order here. I forgot that a minute ago. I guess we're gonna start with the minutes from last month's meeting, February 21st of 2023. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next, so we got approve our bills paid in February of 2023. Anybody got any questions or concerns on our bills that were paid?
I'll move their bills.
I got a motion
Second.
and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next on number 4 here, we got the fire department report, Chief Mark.
Kind of busy in the month of February with all the storms coming through. We had a total of 5 calls out in the county. Part of them was cutting trees out of the road. 5 here in town. They was all LZs, nothing structural. A few meetings back, we had discussed a landing zone, getting it out of the ballpark. Legally, you cannot call it a landing zone. It has to be a landing area. Otherwise, FFA gets involved in it, and we're talking $65,000 to $125,000. But I did get in contact with the guy that's over the wings, all their districts, their landing zones, pads, areas, whatever you want to call it. He did come out and talk with me. We've got an area laid off. We have to have a 40 by 40 pad, 10-foot drop offs on each side. We're all the way around it for water drainage. I've got 2 estimates. Jimmy's got copies of those, of people to put it in. Rough guessing, by the time we get the pad made and get our lights put in, get a wind sock, and get our balls on the power line, I'm guessing somewhere around $12,000. But other than that, we're good to go. We got our washing machines in, they're working, we got our dryer up and running, done wash turnouts, and we greatly appreciate you.
All right, anybody got any questions for Chief Mark?
My old memory, why were we talking about moving it from the park?
A liability.
Well, it's hard to run everybody out when something happens.
Okay.
So then you've got people trying to pull in, turn in, and you've got, whether it be a benefit or a ball game or a tennis match or Fur Fin and Feather Festival, and there's no getting everybody out of there. Well, then there's not any other good space in town that they can land in a helicopter. And it's worked fairly well so far. We've been lucky, I feel like, that nobody's been hurt or nobody's, I don't know if you've ever been down there when a helicopter lands, but you don't want to be down there.
I've never been there. No.
You do not want to be down there. All the stuff, the sand, the grit, the dirt from that parking lot, it's going to be covered.
So that's one of the biggest liabilities. If somebody had to be walking the trail and their car's locked up and you can't get a hold of them to move that car out of there, and they land that helicopter and the gravel beats paint off of it, city's liable.
Yeah. So in North Industrial Park, off Pulse Road, there's nothing there really. It's wide open, it's a good road, wide open field for a 40 by 40 pad and a few lights and a windsock. Gets them away from everything and everybody. So, I mean, it's just a lot safer, it's to me, it's more feasible. I mean, yeah, they can land it in a field, but can they get the ambulance out there to it?
Right.
Well, now, you know, after we went through that class and everything, I've learned a whole lot. And technically, there are fields around here landing in, but somebody's gotta be on that site ahead of time to
Mark
make
it
sure
off.
the ground is not soft. Because if that chopper is sitting on the two rails, you know what the rails on the chopper sits like. Well, if they hit a soft spot and that chopper, it leans, well, it's turned it over.
Yeah.
It don't weigh the 5,300 pounds, but it don't take much to turn it over. So you know, you gotta be choicey about where you set that thing down.
Yeah.
And the pad up here, the guys that I talked to, they recommended asphalt or concrete. Well, I figured the concrete on it, this is a little over $6,000 just to buy the concrete, and ain't counting somebody forming it or pouring it
Or the rebar.
or the rebar.
Mats to go in.
He could not tell me to put it in gravel. He could not tell me anything and not be legally liable. But he did. I told him what we was looking at, and he didn't say yay or nay. He said, I think it's a good idea. And that's all he could say. And that's all he would say. The rock that they're gonna use is, I think they call it a number 4. It's bigger than regular 33C. It'll compact, but it's big enough the chopper can't pick it up and sling it around. It'll be a 40-foot driveway from the road going into FL Crane. It'll be a 40-foot driveway, at least 14 foot wide. That way you pull up and back in with the ambulance and you're at the chopper. There's no toting, nothing, nobody. When they set that helicopter down, they back the ambulance into it and everybody's right there. So, and down here at the ballpark, eventually, all those trees down that side will have to be cut back. Because they're steadily growing out and that's cutting my landing area down. At least up there, you ain't gotta worry about no trees, you ain't worry about nothing. So, but anybody that wants to look at it, there's flags in the ground up there, and it's about halfway down the driveway.
On the east side.
On the east side.
But yeah, I mean, we got enough dirt and stuff around to build it up, whatever we need. I mean,
They suggested build it up at least 8 inches from ground level. It'd be just like the pitcher's mound in the baseball field. It's 8 inches higher than what home plate is, and that's what they suggested to do. And you're right, there's enough asphalt stuff out there to build up and then put your pad on top of it.
yeah. I mean, we got Redmond coming hopefully soon to pave a street for us. I mean, a couple tons of asphalt ain't that much. I mean, or whatever the newest quote is, a little over $100 a ton. Does that sound about right? You know, a few tons of asphalt, it'd be done. Even, you know, if we went above gravel. I mean, but either way, I don't think it'd be a real big expense. The biggest expense is gonna be the lights, and the power's already right there across the street. We got power lines that run.
I've looked at the lights. We don't necessarily have
solar.
to.
Yeah,
We can
solar
go
lights.
solar. And if we do decide to put the asphalt on top of the gravel, they make a solar light, just like the markers that's in the middle of the highway. It seals down right up on top of that asphalt. And they're solar. They're LED lights. You don't never have to worry about the battery running down. They're there. And them were something like $73 a piece. They wasn't all that expensive. But you go look at the other lights that I had to fasten down somewhere where it don't get blown away, you're looking at $150, $200 a light. And I gotta have one on all 4 corners.
Yeah. Because I hate for it to cost somebody their life. If wind's out of the wrong direction, they can't get in there and land. Because I mean, they gotta have a clear, descent against the wind.
Right.
And it's, like I said, y'all have any issues or? Like
I just didn't remember why we were moving from the park. I didn't
Yeah,
remember why.
well, a lot of reasons, but, we can't, city park, I mean, can't say,
Safety.
mainly safety,
Right.
'cause there's always gonna be people around or there doing something.
Especially when it gets redone.
Yes, once we get done, I mean, it'll be a lot more, you see how many people are down there now with just a playground, but
Right.
once we get everything else finished, who knows what it'll be, down there, but. All right, does anybody have any questions? We're good, all right, moving on, we have a police report. All right, I got it here.
Arnez is at the dock, and he said he couldn't make it back in.
All right, we've had 417 complaints and activities, 7 adult arrests, 2 juvenile arrests, 1 drug-involved arrest, 12 traffic citations, 18 traffic warnings, 4 motorist assist, 5 vehicle lockout assist, 12 other public assist incidents, 5 crash reports, accidents, 5 alarm calls, and 21 county assist, city assist, and that includes funeral escorts and county assist calls. All vehicles are in working order. The year-to-date citation revenue is $4,255. We don't know the drug fund revenue yet, and the county fines year-to-date is $119.70. Y'all got any questions on those? Next, is the utility report. Looks like we installed or replaced 4 meters. We had 1 water call on Redbird for low pressure. We've had multiple lift station issues or repairs, 3 total, 2 at the gathering and 1 at TK Elevator. We did send our bios off in the month of February from the lagoon on 2/22/23, and we jetted 1 sewer line. Said in our water loss, looks like 200,000 gallons or 6.435%, which is still a pretty good number.
What do they, remind me, what do they like it to be, or what's a good number, 10%, or are we?
No, less than 20, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so we're in good shape then.
Some municipalities run 40.
yeah.
Wow.
When I first started here, it was like 35, and then last year it was 5. So
Okay.
it may be a little bit more this time, because we had all this bad weather and stuff.
Yeah, when all the rain and stuff, it's hard to tell what's leaks and what's just rain. Alright, next, number 7 will be the planning commission recommendation. In ordinance number 2023-06. First, the planning commission recommended that we change, I have it here.
Got a drawing in there.
Oh, is it in the packet too? There we go. Alright, ordinance 2023-06. So I get this. Parcel number 23 of Group B of map 157A, which is the Falcon Cove development north of town. It's currently B1, which is commercial, and changing it, they're wanting it changed to R3 residential. So that, you can see the map there. It's the 2 lots closest to the road, north and south of Falcon Cove.
The zoning commission approved it?
The planning commission,
Recommended.
the planning commission recommended, yeah, rezoning it.
Anybody got a problem with that? I'll move that we, rezone it according to the planning commission recommendation.
First reading.
First reading.
I got a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. This will go to, well, I won't sign it till, well, this ain't the real one. All right, next, last month, the board discussed the jetting procedure the city uses at times on sewer lines. The board did not vote to increase the fee from $75 to $150. The board requested that Jimmy look into a liability release form. Upon reaching out to Melissa Ashburn, our legal consultant with MTAS, she had some liability concern in regard to the city entering on a private property and performing the service. Her concern was echoed by our city attorney, Tom Miner, with him stating that what we were doing was highly unusual. Ms. Ashburn sent Jimmy a document, work on private property. This basically states public funds can only be used for public purposes. This is also known as the public purpose doctrine. In addition to this, Jimmy has also reached out to public entity partners, the city's insurance carrier, and their response was, if you're performing work that violates the public purpose doctrine, then you would most likely not have coverage under our policy.
Do I need to retract my motion? I will retract my motion from the previous meeting to increase the jetting fee and instead to annul the jetting To annul the policy of Ron having
Well, how
any
you gonna say that?
to annul the practice of jetting?
Maybe, I mean, you may just,
To no longer
To
provide,
discontinue.
No,
that service.
Yeah, I rescind my previous motion and to now delete said service by the city of Middleton.
I have a motion to delete said service. Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that.
Alright, I got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
In-
Ayes have it.
In addition to that, while we're on this subject, also, there's been times we provided a service where we run a camera up the sewer line. And that'd probably be a good time to address that also. Not
You know, I meant to add that to that motion. I would like for us to no longer run the camera.
A question on that, we run it from the city's, state right of way up to sewer line, or do we go to somebody's house and do it?
Ooh.
Most of the time, if you was gonna do it, you would go to the person's house
And
at
run it
the nearest
out?
clean out and then go to the main.
Yeah,
line.
we would run from manhole to manhole, is what we would do
No,
as
I'm
a
saying
city.
if we're doing it for a
Individual,
house,
yeah,
we
it
have to
would
go
be
to
through
the
their
house
clean
and
out.
run it back, okay.
Yeah, cause at each tap, there's not
Yeah, I
necessarily
got you, yeah.
manhole.
Okay.
So do I need to qualify that or?
So you wanna you just make another motion?
And that's what I was thinking.
Just add another motion to it, instead of changing.
Okay, I would like to make a motion that we no longer
Offer the-
offer the service of running the camera from private residence or business.
To look for flaws.
Yeah.
Clogged or debris or whatever.
In the sewer line.
In the sewer line, yes, sir.
Alright, got a motion, we'll have a second.
I'll second
A motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Sound to me like one
I'm
of
saying-
the judge.
I say you're gonna be buying a jet. Okay.
Number
See, that's
nine,
one say.
we need the approval of the Title VI policy. This is related to the grant that is associated with the park renovations. So throughout all this process, me and Jimmy have learned about Title VI training. Basically saying that we have to be equal opportunity employers. We can't discriminate against any minority, or, we can't discriminate, period,
Right.
essentially. So, I guess we're needing to adopt the Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act to make sure that we're in compliance with,
I would've thought
Park
it
grant.
already was, wasn't you, Randy?
Yeah.
I just assumed we were.
this is just a checkbox for the
Oh.
grant, essentially. And if we had, it'd be in minutes from 1964 that we don't really want to go through.
Couldn't
Well, I
find
would
any
make-
things.
Okay, but it
I will
could.
make a motion that we conduct city business, to strive to be in compliance with Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
I got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. And if y'all are wondering, Jimmy is our Title VI administrator.
And Evan is the complaint coordinator.
Yes. You got any
New
complaints,
titles?
come to see me. Only on Title VI.
Oh,
Number 10, the family of Larry Cisco is requesting the placing an eagle statue in the proximity of Mr. Cisco's grave. They're not sure if they want to place it at the foot of the grave or somewhere midway of the grave, asking if the board would allow this or not. The cemetery committee is fine with the statue being at the foot of the grave. So, I've been up there and looked at it a little bit, and this is a pretty good sized eagle. It's almost identical. The one they're looking at is identical to the one that's in Harry Shelley's old yard. If we were to put that centerways or at the foot of the grave, that would prevent us from being able to mow between that row of tombstones. So either we can mow up to it and have to take the chance of backing all the way back out from that end of the cemetery back to this side and risk knocking over tombstones, or it would increase the volume of weed eating by a lot. Basically it would cost us more time mowing, and time is money, as you know.
but we already have stuff up there, we don't got no policy saying you can't.
Correct.
So maybe at a later time, we could do a policy, but at this time, perhaps let them know that if they put it there, the size might need to change. And it has to be within the confines. Have I said that enough to you today?
No, I'm listening.
The confines of the actual
Great.
grave. It can't, I mean, some people have got this cute little stuff. I think they went outside their area just a little bit to make the borders around their little
It's
graves.
not just, the issue of being outside the actual size of the grave. If you put it on the grave, you can't mold the full length, is what
Yes.
Evan is saying, and you gotta either weed eat it all or try to back all the way back out in a straight line with the
And-
mower without knocking anything
Yeah.
over, and then go on the other side
Do the same
and
thing.
mow and do the same
Yeah.
But
thing.
it is
I
pretty
understand some
close.
trouble,
It is
but
pretty
what
close to
I'm
the south
saying is,
drive.
We don't got no policy and we've let people do things and we haven't put a size. I think this is something we're not covered on. And I promise, if we say no, we're gonna hear a lot of stuff about it.
Yeah.
If the committee, if they're, and I didn't know we had a cemetery committee, but if the cemetery committee is fine with it, I would feel bad going against it, because I don't even know who's on the cemetery committee. But I'm like y'all, I think we need to look at a policy for future, but I don't think we can, other than requesting a smaller statue.
Yeah, I think we have to
Yeah,
tell
and
them. there
I
is
don't think we
something-
should be liable for it, cause if we hit it with a mower,
Not at all liable for any, I think we'll be
Oh.
liable for any of that stuff up there. I went today, took a few pictures,
Who's
things
on the cemetery?
falling over.
I didn't know we had a cemetery committee.
Carl and Vernon.
do we-
I think we've got to.
I still think we need to make a recommendation of a smaller,
I agree.
yeah. I mean, when Buddy does, I might wanna put a big old Boy Scout statue up there, but even I got enough sense to
do
know.
that as a headstone.
Yeah, that's right.
And at the foot of it, you know, we have no height or width recommended, you know, only,
Just the, yeah.
but, I mean,
I'm gonna support anybody, but I just
Alright.
don't think we can say no, since we have no policy to go behind us. Which means maybe in the future, that might be something we look into.
yeah, I'm fine with that. But I haven't called around to see what other any cemeteries were doing.
I think, if Speck was here, he might tell us like what they do. I realize this is out of the city limits, but I'm wondering like, you know, out the cemetery that they take care of sometimes, what kind of limitations they have, what their policies are, but I don't know.
Well, I know
We
where
go
my
there
brother-
Mike's grave occasionally, but I couldn't tell you as far as statues and stuff, I don't look that closely, I don't really know.
Well, I know where my brother-in-law's buried, you can't have it, you can't even have real flowers out there.
Yeah.
You know, some people put some real pretty live flowers around, but you can't there.
They allow it for 2 weeks at Reeves during decoration. After
Oh.
that, you're not allowed to have anything between the tombstones. You can have a headstone and a footstone.
Yeah,
And the footstone's gotta be recessed in the ground, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be very hard, Terry.
But, so,
Well, what did we come up with?
we'll come back and touch on it again next month, once we get some more ideas of, some rules and guidelines,
As
or?
far as policy, but as
Well, the
far as
policy's
him,
gotta start somewhere.
yeah. But as far as him, them one, but they've asked us before we put in a policy. We can't go back on them and say, well, we didn't like what you decided, so we made a policy.
Right. I think we have to allow them, but I think we need to start
Immediately do
thinking about,
something.
yeah. Yeah, I think requesting a smaller size would be about all we can do and be sympathetic, respectful.
I guess that covers it, we don't need a motion or anything, it's just,
So Jimmy, you can talk
Just
to
a
them and
discussion.
tell them that we want them to be smaller.
I'd rather wait and go up there and look at it. Today's the first I knew of it. So I wouldn't gonna vote for the motion if there was a motion, but they're saying we don't need a motion, so it's, I don't know. I'll just go look at it.
Well, I haven't seen the eagle. You know, of course, I've seen his grave.
I don't know what we're allowing now. I'm gonna go up there and look
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Well, there is a few places, like I said, they built borders around, but they're not confining, you know, you can still get around them. They're not in as densely populated areas of the cemetery, but you can't really distinguish, you know, one side of the cemetery to the other.
That's right.
I understand that.
But very quickly, we'll get straight on that policy.
Alright. Next,
So are we allowing it, or?
we're gonna recommend a smaller size if applicable, and we're not liable for it if it gets damaged during the mowing and weeding process.
Okay.
Or cemetery maintenance or upkeep, is the way I
I think just
understood
be,
it.
just honest, we're not gonna be responsible for it getting stolen or for it being damaged, cause I think it could get stolen.
I don't know, take some pretty good sized
Oh,
bullets.
it's, yeah, well, you're right,
I wouldn't wanna try to wrestle it.
okay.
You know, if it's like the one up there in,
Yeah, under that flag.
Mr. and Miss Reisner's
That was,
yard.
that's good size.
Just so you know, Billy's not gonna have that. Just so you know.
I don't know, I'm like, I just don't see how it would be insensitive if we didn't, but I don't know.
Yeah, but nobody else is asking us either.
Right. Right, okay, well, I didn't realize that.
Not since I've been mayor or on the board, as far as I'm aware, so.
I didn't remember ever addressing anything cemetery in my previous with Bo, but
I had never addressed it, but I know that.
I don't remember.
Well, you know,
Just go out there
I
and do it.
understand that Monroe's bench is outside of the cemetery, but Monroe's bench has to be worked around too, you know. I
Yeah.
love Monroe, he's one of my friends too. But Monroe's bench takes more room than Eagle's gonna take.
And there's another bench right up in the middle of the cemetery also.
Mhm.
I won't comment on whose name's on it. Alright, we'll move on to number 11. Jay Beatty, account number 3-0055-14, had a leak under the house and it has been repaired. Average water usage is 6,946 gallons. Mr. Beatty's asking for a sewer adjustment of $130.70 and the late charges of $13.07.
I move we approve the 130/70 and 1307.
You got a motion?
second.
I got a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Anya Hunt, account number 3-0060-16, had a leak under the house and it's been repaired. Average water usage is 4,389 gallons. Asking for a sewer adjustment of $79.30.
I will make a motion to that effect.
You got a motion? Do I have a second?
A second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Adam Alabdi, account number 2-2145-02, had a leak in his building. Not repaired, but his account with the city has been finalized out. He is planning on demolishing the building sometime later. Average water usage is 2 gallons. Asking for a sewer adjustment of $936.23. He had the following late charges in relation to this billing: gas 50 cents, water $2.68, sewer $107.15. The totals of the sewer adjustment plus late fees is $1,046.56.
This is the man that bought Exxon and the old McDonald Heat and Air.
Okay.
During the cold weather, he had a pipe bust.
And he
inside the
didn't know
building.
it because he's not
He
here.
didn't know it, and we discovered it running out the back side of the door, so we cut his water off, but yeah,
It wasn't going into the sewer,
no.
unless he got deep
It
enough
went out,
running
it was
to the
running
pole.
out the back door. He used like 200,000 the whole tank.
Wow.
Leave that
Yeah.
poor man.
But yeah, he's planning on tearing that building down too, so we just finalized out his account, we're just holding till he gets ready to rebuild as far as his deposits and stuff, we just finalized it out so he wouldn't have any more bills.
Wow.
Cause I think he's gonna do one building.
So he still had a pretty good bill to pay.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
already
yeah.
paid 1,100 of it.
Good night.
I move we adjust it by $1,046.56.
I will second that motion.
I got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Wow.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Number 14, JP Shelling Sons, account number 2-0945-01. Utility payment due on 3/10/2023. Payment was received on 3/17, but envelope was postmarked 3/9/23. Requesting a late fee adjustment of $3.53.
Can we do all them at once?
Because it was all their bills together, you know, he pays them all together, they were all postmarked.
I move we adjust, number 14 there by $3.53 for the late fee because it was postmarked before the due date.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. JP Shelling Sons, account number 2-1221, same situation, due on 3/10, payment was received 3/17, envelope was postmarked 3/9. Requesting a late fee adjustment of $29.75.
I will make a motion that we adjust item number 15 by the $29.75 due to postage delays.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I got a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Number 16, JP Shelling Sons, account number 2-1221-B, utility payment due on 3/10. Payment was received 3/17, but postmarked 3/9. Requesting late fee adjustment of $12.27.
I move we adjust item 16 by 1227.
Got a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Number 17, JP Shelling Sons, account 2-0930-01. Same situation, is requesting a late fee adjustment of $66.66.
I will move that item number 17 be addressed with a fee adjustment of $66.66.
Got a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
I got a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Number 18, JP Shelling Sons, account number 2-1500, same situation. Requesting a late fee adjustment of $10.51. Have a motion?
I move we adjust item 18 by $10.51.
And a second.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. That wraps up all our adjustments. Number 19, as y'all see here, is a letter from Robert Stegall announcing his retirement from Hussey Gay Bell, formerly known as Stegall Engineering. He does have a successor that he feels is competent to carrying on his work through Hussey Gay Bell. And we'll be finishing up our term as our engineering for the city until we go through and pick new engineers.
Is that, we do that at the budget year every year?
I believe that's right. I know we do it all the same time we do the judge and everything. Just a FYI. Next is everybody's got their revenue and expense report. And 21, I don't know why anybody would even want to adjourn the meeting, but.
I'll go ahead and make a motion, we adjourn just so somebody else won't have to.
All right, I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I got a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank y'all.